Okay, moving on to Treasurer Tax Collector, Nancy Cardenas.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. My name is Nancy Cardenas. I'm a lifelong resident of Lassen County, and I've worked in the Treasurer Tax Collector's Office for 15 years, serving as the Assistant Treasurer Tax Collector for the past 9. I married my husband, Terry Cardenas, 26 years ago, and we raised our 3 children, Katie, Patrick, and my daughter Allie is here with me tonight in Lassen County. I also served on the LMUD Board of Directors as Board President and Treasurer. Furthermore, I will finish my bachelor's degree in accounting this December. The position of Treasurer Tax Collector is governed by statutes meant to limit the powers of the office and provide the checks and balances necessary for good governance. For example, the Treasurer Tax Collector cannot use a personal securities license to purchase investments on the open market because the investment pool is governed by law and the county's investment policy, with the purpose of protecting the people's principal. After Orange County went bankrupt in the 1990s, the state passed legislation to ensure that the Treasurer Tax Collector's investments are limited and low risk. Furthermore, you cannot take money out of the county treasury and walk into any bank and invest county money for the best rate they offer. Since this is public money, there are many steps that have to be followed to make sure that the investment fits within the state statutes and the principal amount of the investment is FDIC insured or collateralized against risk. It is the treasurer's job to invest the money that's entrusted in their care, but it is also their job to protect the principal that is the people's money. It is also crucial that the treasurer understands county cash flow and make sure that there are sufficient monies left liquid to pay the bills that are submitted by county schools, colleges, and all special districts. Finally, the Treasurer Tax Collector cannot appropriate money and cannot change the budget. While the Treasurer Tax Collector may have an opinion and serve as advisor, they play no role in the budgeting committee beyond collecting the tax monies that the county and ensuring that the county's portfolio is balanced at the end of every month. The CEO and the Board of Supervisors have the responsibility to monitor, appropriate, and approve the budget. Ultimately, the statutory duties of the treasurer are to protect the county's financials portfolio and provide services for departments, special districts, schools, and the college. The tax collector bills property taxes, sells tax defaulted properties, files judgments, and enforces property tax liens. Thus, it is crucial that the treasurer tax collector treats all residents consistently and fairly in the administration of their duties and understands the California Revenue and Taxation Codes. Finally, the office also provides recovery and reimbursement services through collecting court fines and restitutions in a timely manner and is charged with providing passport services to the people of Lassen County. It is critical that the Treasurer Tax Collector understands and abides by state statutes and county policy, because this office collects and balances millions of taxpayer dollars and affects so many individuals on many different levels. I understand that this is your money, which is why I believe you need someone who has the experience, dedication, and integrity to efficiently and effectively run this office on day one. I know I am that candidate, and I'm asking for your vote on June 3rd. Thank you.
John Mallory.
Thank you, Republican Central Committee. My name is John Mallory, running for Treasurer Tax Collector of Lassen County. I'm a 5th generation Lassen County resident. I'm married to Julie, a middle school teacher, and together we have 2 young boys. I graduated from Lassen High in 1986 and then continued on to Chico State, where I earned a degree in business management with minors in economics and ag business. After college, I spent 3 years working for a large grocery distribution company, United Grocers. There I managed and dispatched over 20 employees while in charge of inventory in an off-site warehouse. For the last 20 years, I've been involved in every aspect of one of the longest-standing businesses in Lassen County, Lassen Transfer and Storage. I've been involved in numerous community organizations and activities over the years, ranging from organizing hoop shoots to holding offices and sitting on committees. The treasurer tax collector has three distinct functions. There is currently over $70 million in the treasury. Over half of that is held in trust for our local school districts. In the early 80s, there was a treasurer in Orange County named Robert Citron that was very popular. He had high yields off of the treasury. But Robert started investing in derivatives and hedge funds. In 1994, Orange County filed for bankruptcy. Robert had lost over $1.6 billion. He ended up spending a year in jail. And by the way, he was a Democrat. Thanks to Robert, though, counties are very limited on what they can invest in now. But of course with that, with low risk comes low return. So one must always be vigilant in trying to find a return for the county. But I'm not running just to be the treasurer. The treasurer position only accounts for 20% of the treasurer tax collector. The bulk of the job is the tax collector duties. Lassen County currently sends out over 25,000 secured and unsecured tax bills a year. Making paying of these bills as easily as possible in order to deter default is necessary. The last thing any one of us wants to do is see our neighbor, friends, or any fellow county member lose their properties. Third function of the treasurer tax collector is a full force collections department. Here, fines, restitution, and fees of the county and court are collected. These are some of the hardest monies to collect, but are necessary to help fund vital safety services, including the probation department, juvenile hall, and the sheriff's office. Also, this department determines whether or not court defendants qualify for a public defender. The treasurer tax collector position is heavily regulated by government code, but if elected, I will always defend personal property rights to the fullest extent of the law. I will always be accessible, and I will be a full-time treasurer tax collector. I'm asking for your vote on June 3rd. Thank you.
Richard Scuvall.
I actually don't do a speech. Really, I don't. I don't read one. I'm Richard Scoville, by the way. I'm your city treasurer for the last 20 years. Actually, 16, I had to take off. But I will start by saying good evening and thank you to Republican Party for inviting me. And after living in Susanville for 35 plus years and owner of 3 successful businesses, Susanville Book Nook, which you know as Margie's Book Nook. My wife and I started that in 1981. My wife passed away and we sold it to Margie Teeter in 1985, and that's a very successful business today. That was back then. I am also the owner of R&C Auto Detailing and CR Gardens and Landscaping. So if any of you don't know me by now, I don't think you probably ever will or run into me. But this is what I do. And I'm retired from the Postal Service. I was the Assistant Postmaster and Superintendent of Postal Operations in Susanville up to 1992 when I retired. In 1994, many of you know him, Mr. George Ferris, retired as the city treasurer and asked me if I would run for city treasurer. That was my very first political time running for anything, and I won. And 16 years later, I'm still here. I'm still a city treasurer. The city treasurer's job is a mirror job of the county treasurer tax collector. It does the exact same thing. We're bound by the exact same laws that the county and the state are bound by. You cannot invest money other than being told to and where to invest it. Same as the city of Susanville. But my problem is the word commitment. Commitment to a lot of people is just a word in the dictionary. Commitment to me is if the people of Lassen County, the people of Susanville, elect somebody or put you in a position for a term, you should fill it. You should serve your term. And when you're done, go on to something else. But don't stop halfway in between. That's not fair to the people of Lassen County. Me, personally, I plan to do the job faithfully, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm retired. I've been doing it, like I say, for the city of Susanville for the last 16 years. I have no problem with it. And kind of funny, somebody, I won't mention him, asked me the other day what the salary was. I can honestly look at all you people and tell you, I don't have any idea. I have absolutely no idea what the salary is, and I really don't much care. Like I say, I'm a retired government employee, and if I'm elected and serve 4 years, hopefully 8 years, you won't see me drawing a retirement from Lassen County, because I cannot. As a federal employee, retiree, I cannot draw a retirement from any state, federal, county, city, at all. So, that's all I have to say, and hope for your vote June 3rd.